Okay, hi everybody. Today's the day we start the Quantum Groove series. I'm so excited about it. So are you, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's so much fun. The quantum world is just so much fun. I mean, I just can't believe it. It really, from August this year, this is 2019 in case somebody's watching this later, but from August this year, something just has radically changed. And we seem to have popped into a whole new version of reality, which we call the quantum world or quantum reality. And it really is, everything happens newly from there. So for me, when I talk about the quantum world or the quantum field, I'm talking about the place where genius and mastery and innovation and ideas and possibilities reside. So there's the what is world. Here's how it is in the world, with some slight improvements on how it is in the world. And that tends to be set up in very limited structure if you look at the existing paradigm of reality in the world. But if you then allow yourself to pop through, then you discover a world of wonder and enchantment and beauty and genius flow, and there are moments that just stir your whole life into kind of an ecstatic thrill of being alive. And it's all very present. It's not an out there spiritual kind of thing. It's a very present, alive, thriving, pulsing, creative, juicy way to live life. So for me, those are some of the basic things about popping into the quantum world.
Yeah. There's something about viewing how you do the world differently here. So it is, and sometimes out of habit, you might have a thought about something which puts it into linearity. But as soon as you pop into the quantum field, and as the quantum field, you realize that isn't even a thing. Like it, I don't know what it might be. It's been a while since I had one of those thoughts, so now I can't even pull one in.
Isn't that wonderful? We don't have those thoughts anymore.
If I think of one later, I will. I'll mention it. But it's like there's a whole new field come available to us, this quantum field, and people have been talking about it for a long time, but the people who have been talking about it have mainly been scientists and have therefore categorized it and experimentalized it and all of that and made it into more of a logical space. What we want to do here is for you to become that quantum field, for you to become that energy and to live your life as that energy. I got butterflies in my stomach as I said that, because that is where the magic is. That's where we can create things that people never thought were even possible before. So maybe we do an experience of that now. So
yeah. Can I just say one thing before we do that? You lead that, but for me, it's not just connecting with the quantum field, but it's operating as the quantum field. That's a slightly different thing from, I'll plug in and then I'll do stuff with it. Whereas if you become the whole thing, it's like your whole physicality, your whole energy, your whole being, but you are it. And it is you, and that gives you a different dynamic with it. So go for it. Take us into an experience with it, Ushma. That'd be fab.
Cool. So, eyes open or closed. I'm going to close my eyes so that I can just access. And just take a deep breath. So now what I want you to do is feel wherever in your body feels the most alive right now. I've got tingles throughout my body because I'm already plugged in. But feel wherever it is in your body that feels most alive. And that is the spark. That is a pure spark of the quantum. So you're going to allow that spark to fill your entire body. And it will probably be millions of little sparks that radiate out from your center and then out into the world, into the cosmoses, expanding out, out, out into infinity until all that there is are these sparkles. And imagine you're popping from every version of reality you knew before into this new quantum field. And feel it grounding through your feet to the core of the earth and up out into the heavens, so that that is all that exists. And now intend to become that field. And to walk as it. So that's one experience. Everything's sparkling in my eyes, in front of my eyes. But there are very many ways to access the quantum field, and so we'll play with some of those over the next few days to give you different access points.
I'll just give you an explanation of another one. I am the Wild Infinite Genius Universe. I took that on in August as well in the Unleash and Innovate series. And one of the things for me, I read a post recently that scientists now say, oh, guess what? We think the universe is sentient. Yeah, no kidding. And to me, what they were saying about the universe being sentient is because it will always correct itself for creation. It's always moving into more and more and more creation, if there's a hand behind it. And that is how I find it too. I mean, a lot of people now use the term the universe to replace maybe God, source, creator, you know, all the field, whatever. Use whatever term works for everybody. So, but for me, I began to develop a relationship with that force. I shall call it the quantum force or the Wild Infinite Genius Universe. And as I developed the relationship with that quantum universe, then what happened is I became it. So for me, it began not from inside, but as an external relationship, which was originally I was calling consciousness, and, you know, call it whatever you want. But what's happened since August especially is we are it. The earth is it. The whales, the dolphins, the lions, the fish, the birds, they're all it. And when you then walk as that quantum universe here, present in life, you have this rush of vitality fill you up. You are just filled with this gushing torrent of life that wants to spill from you and awaken everything as you walk. And so for me, for example, I keep using this as a fun example. I bought those sparkly 15-pound wellies a year ago, right? And even in the midst of the Dragon Day parade, when I was off to the side trying to take a video, someone came out of the parade and stood beside me and said, oh my God, I love your wellies. That's number 25 person on the street to stop me and say they like my wellies. And I don't think that's just my wellies. By the way, for people in the US and Canada, wellies are rubber boots. So there's something about you when you take on this kind of expansive force of life. You become this quantum possibility of life walking. And then the other thing that happens from that, I think you probably also the video of me talking about how I can do these little quantum bursts, like it takes, 3 to 5 seconds now, but and people come alive and have more ideas and more abundance flow and stuff like that. And that's because I am the quantum universe, I am the quantum field. Therefore, all I have to do is put a little ching into that, I like put the person or the circumstances the focus, and I just go ka-ching, and something comes alive in them, because I am that rushing force of vitality. Now that's me and mine. So you've seen Ushma's way and my way and the combos of all that, but use your own, because when we were in the Unleash and Innovate series, I remember Lisa saying, I don't quite get there that way. And we said, oh, do it your way. And she went through the oceans. She loves the oceans. And she went through and became the oceans, and then she became the quantum, that route. So you may have it through nature, you may have it through the universe, you may have it through the deep inner, there may be a million different ways to find your way to it. So play and let yourself loose to find your mastery, your genius, your way of doing this.
Yeah, maybe just ask, okay, what is my access point, and just surrender to the movement that comes from that. So, just play with it in all sorts of ways and see what happens. And I think the other thing, what you were saying, Soleira, about quantum bursts for people, I think it's linked to who you are in the world and your bigger work. So for me, maybe that might be, mine would be more about sparking new creation. But it's about being that all the time, which will give you the energy to sustain it and not be popping in and out, and that you actually be that bigger contribution wherever you are.
Yeah, that's a good point, because my greatest work is to get all the super players playing super big. So for me to do quantum bursts and bring people more alive and get them more in their mastery genius, that's the fulfillment of my part in it. And yours is sparking new creation. I do that too, and I'll bet you do some of this too. But we do have our own, focus for contribution. So maybe we could just wrap this video up with having everybody tune into what is their greatest contribution to the world, to the universe, to the quantum, to the, the future, whatever version we want. So how about if I just run us through that quick?
Fabulous.
Okay, so even if you don't know what it is, you don't know yours, don't worry, suspend. Just set all the thoughts about it to one side and let roar up from inside of you all the things you're passionate about, all the things you love, all the things you're like super, super duper whopper great at. And let it just pulse up in you like this boom, rocket ship heading off to the stars. But that rocket ship is a quantum burst that's going out into the field of this world and this universe. And it's like fireworks, and it just boom, and it fizzles the field with all the things you love and care about. And then, even if you don't know what it is, become the quantum field, the quantum universe, the quantum world, and gift it. Gift everything you are, all your mastery, all your genius, all your incredibleness, all the wonders of life. Gift it to the world, to the field, to the universe, to nature, to animals if you want, to the human race if you want, to anything. Let yourself soar as a giant super creator contributor to all that we are becoming. Oh, I love that feeling.
Beautiful.
It's like a rush just goes through you, and your fingers get tingly. Well, mine do anyways. And, smile comes, it's like an ecstatic, I don't want to call it a practice. That's such an old word, but it's an ecstatic moment, or we'll have to find a new word for it. Anything for you from that you want to share?
No, I love it, because it is that it is in the gifting that you become more and everything becomes more. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what we're here for.
Exactly. Okay, that's it for today, our beginning of the Quantum Groove series. So have fun playing with it today, and we'll be back with you tomorrow with the next video. Lots of love, everybody.